Hello and welcome to another episode on Maritime Radar. The Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Oron, stands as a prestigious institution in the maritime sector as it has continuously offered exceptional training and education to future maritime professionals. The institution was formerly known as the Nautical College of Nigeria and was established in 1977 with assistance from the International Maritime Organization, IMO. It has established as a training institution under the Research and Statistics Department of the Federal Ministry of Transport and declared open for classes on the 6th of October 1979. The academy was originally designed as an integrated institution for the education and training of shipboard officers, ratings, and shore-based management personnel. At inception, the Nautical College was made up of 3 academic departments: Nautical Science, Marine Engineering, and General Studies. Following the ratification of the STCW 1978 Convention by Nigeria in 1986, the status of the Nautical College of Nigeria was upgraded by Decree No. 16 of 1988. Its responsibility enlarged and its name changed to Maritime Academy of Nigeria. How the Maritime Academy of Nigeria is positioned for capacity building are some of the issues that will be on the front burner on today's show. I'm Nneoma Obi-Asualo. Established more than 40 years ago, the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Oron, had been battling to stay afloat. For all its years, MAN Oron, as it is fondly called, had been struggling to train would-be marine engineers and master mariners, apart from thousands of other professionals for the maritime industry as stakeholders question its neglect. Created at about the same time, the academy could not compete with its counterparts in South Africa, Egypt, and the neighboring regional Maritime Academy in Ghana, as cadets preferred to go to the regional Maritime Academy in Ghana for their mandatory certificates because MAN was not fully equipped to offer such training opportunities. This was the situation of MAN Oron before 2017 when Commodore Duja Effedua, retired, was appointed as Rector. Before we get further into today's lineup on the program, let's find out the latest in maritime news.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, during the 2023 Controller General of Customs Annual Conference in Lagos, hinted on plans by his administration to address what he termed historical inadequacies of policymaking affected by a lack of comprehensive data in Nigeria. The president, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, added that data is the guiding light in the ever-evolving landscape of the modern world, as Nigeria can no longer afford to function in the dark, as he noted that the grand vision of his administration is to deploy data to make sound government decisions. President Tinubu underscored the need for the integration of complex data to interpret the patterns of transactions and interactions in international trade, just as he disclosed plans by his administration to turn Nigeria into a hub of export and import activities. He further assured of government's commitment and ambition, which extends beyond accumulation and transformation. Declaring the conference open, he expressed hope that discussions at the annual event would set the trajectory for a new era in the Nigeria Customs Service. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, has defended a budget for 2024 worth 10.9 billion naira to the joint committees of the Senate on Marine Transport and the House of Representatives Committees on Ports and Harbour, Maritime Safety, Education and Administration, Inland Waterways and Shipping Services. Oyetola said the proposed budget is to enable the newly created ministry perform its role of oversight and monitoring the implementation of government policies across agencies under its purview in the marine and blue economy domain. The minister noted that the ministry will place priority on port infrastructural development by way of modernizing of the Apapa and Tinkan ports in Lagos, the eastern ports, and equally dredge the inland and coastal waterways. One of the world's largest shipping companies reported that its container ship Maersk Gibraltar was targeted by a missile while en route from Salalah, Oman to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The crew and vessel have been reported safe. In a statement, AP Mullah Maersk said it was still working to establish the facts of the incident and that all possible security measures are being taken to ensure the crew is removed from harm's way. The missile attack took place near the Bab al-Mandab Strait, a strategic waterway that connects the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, where Yemen's Houthis have been targeting ships purportedly linked to Israel amid the Israel-Hamas war. The UK Maritime Trade Operation said it received news of the incident from a shipmaster's reporting an explosion approximately 50 meters off the vessel's port quarter. The report followed a previous one a few hours earlier of an entity claiming to be the Yemeni Navy ordering the vessel to alter course to Yemen. UKMTO does not identify ships in its report, so it's unclear if the report is related to the attack on the Maersk Gibraltar. The reports are consistent with previous attacks carried out by Yemen's Houthi militant group in the region.
If you are just joining us, this is Maritime Radar. The Maritime Academy of Nigeria, ORON, must never again diminish in its core function as Nigeria's specialized training institution with a mandate to train maritime professionals for both seagoing and offshore carriers who serve the nation's maritime, shipbuilding, port operations, offshore oil and gas, and related industries. In this chat with Commodore Duja Emmanuel Effedua, retired Rector, Maritime Academy of Nigeria, ORON, he shares how he has been able to transform the academy into a world-class maritime institution with simulators that is first in Africa and third in the world. His challenges and vision for 2024. Stay with us.
I must start this conversation by congratulating you on so many giant strides that I have personally seen during my facility tour. But I know that there are few that are dear to your heart. Can you run us through the few achievements you have made since 2017 you assumed office? Share with us your challenges and how you were able to surmount them.
It will be easy to answer that way. Because there are so many things we've done. And when we start, I'm sure the time allotted for this interview will be over. For instance, when I came, everywhere was in disarray, a lot of abandoned buildings everywhere. And I had to, audit the academy. I discovered that there was a lot of financial recklessness in the past, lots of leakages. And I got a very important, prominent audit firm. I don't want to mention their names on TV right now. They identified all the leakages and I blocked them. And I became public enemy number one because they felt I've come to occupy their space. But I have a sense of duty. Those that appointed me here didn't appoint me to join them in whatever untoward activities they were all involved in. So blocking financial leakages, those who have benefited illegally from it went on the warpath. On record, I think I'm the most petitioned CEO in Nigeria. As at 2020, about 6,500 petitions, National Assembly, EFCC, ICPC, Code of Conduct, Attorney General's office, even the presidency. But they've investigated all and there's nothing. They now know the truth that the problem is you have stopped them from doing the wrong things and corruption is fighting back. We defeated corruption to some extent because we're able to save money which we used in purchasing all the equipment you see now, state of the art. We didn't take any loan. We didn't have to beg for money. It was the money we locked in that we used in buying those things. We have also been able to ensure that we don't have any abandoned project here. Like Here in this town, there's no light. It's very difficult. You can't even see, we don't even have public power supply. So we depend on diesel generators. But now, 80% of the offices are fully powered by, about 90% are fully powered by solar. And this building where we are now is powered by solar 24/7. Carries everything. So we've gone through a lot. We have been able to employ a lot of contract staff because they are ready-made. You know, the permanent staff were not properly groomed. So people just kept rising. And when you check the substance, it's really not there. Not that they like it that way. They're also victims, you know, because they are seniors. They didn't mentor them properly. I have started retraining them, and so far, so good. For the academic staff, we are solid. Foreign people are now begging or applying to come and teach here. And in the next quarter, first quarter of next year, we should have all of them on board. I guess I covered most of the questions you wanted to have answers to, yes. Except you want to know the most important one I did. Apart from the simulators, there are 2 churches out there. They've been at foundation level for over 40 years. But within 3 months, I was able to build those churches, completed them, and people are worshiping there. So I think I cherish that a lot. But talking about what made me so happy today is that today we are world class. We have any equipment that is required in the world, even the modern ones, for maritime training institutions. I think with that, that's the most important thing.
That's interesting. I would have also been interested to know how you were able to survive those petitions that were so numerous, as much as 6,000.
It's more than that. It's up to 7,000 now. Like next week, I'm a guest of the EFCC. It's fun going to them. It's only when the people know they don't have anything they're talking about, because here it is zero tolerance to corruption. But the EFCC, the ICPC, they have a duty to do. If people report an untoward activity, they have to investigate. That's why the government set them up in the first place. So if you're not a criminal, why are you afraid of? They're not monsters. They are intelligent people. They will listen to you. And if they find anything, you answer for it. But if you have nothing, you have nothing to worry. You only get to meet new people.
Now, aside from the equipment, which I am also proud of, seeing what is on ground, let's talk about the academic standards. How have you been able to position the academy to compete with its contemporaries when it comes to academic standards?
There's no challenge with that. Nneoma is the regulating authority. They are the maritime administrator recognized by the IMO for Nigeria. So they have standards. They audit us regularly. If you don't pass an audit, then you cannot remain in business. So we don't have challenges.
So how have you now fared with your core function of specialized training?
We have all the lecturers for that. We have all the equipment for that. At the auditorium, I was trying to show the training in Nigeria, the training abroad. Everything is same. The standards are same.
Okay, talk us through again the academic pursuit. When you look at international certifications, how have you fared, especially that will help propagate the shipping industry or profession? How have you fared in that area?
No, we don't have any problems. All we do here is pre-sea training. So when you do pre-sea training, we don't have any challenges there. We are already at the top. But where these challenges are coming, it's about the certificates of competence. That is entirely Nneoma's baby, and Nneoma is not sleeping. Like the DJ, I was with him some days ago. They have 16 MOUs. So if anybody is saying no to Nigerian seafarers, it's politics. And they are already on auto when it comes to survival mode. You employ yours first before outsiders. But our people all over the world, if the cabotage regime is properly implemented, I'm sure we will not have these challenges. But our certificates are recognized worldwide. The oceans have not changed. The trainings have not changed. So there is nothing new to discover except there are new innovations. then we all go back to school to learn that. But the innovations are really few now.
We are due for a break. When we return, we'll be looking at his vision for 2024 and also his vision for the group. Please stay with us. It's still Maritime Radar.
News Central TV, Africa's #1 storyteller, has come with the best of both worlds. With a combination of news app and live TV, we ensure that you keep track of the latest headlines, breaking news, and in-depth analysis from professional journalists from around the continent. Download the News Central TV app on Android and iOS and get started today. Don't forget to follow us on News Central's social media platforms. News Central, Africa First.
If you are just joining us, this is Maritime Radar, and I still have with me Commodore Duja, Emmanuel, Effedua, retired. Before I went on that break, I said I want you to share with us. In a few weeks, it will be 2024. Aside from the things that you have done, I know you want to do more. There's more. There's always more to it. So what vision you have for 2024? Now we have a new Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. Can you talk us through what you feel about it? What are you doing with the institution to key into blue economy?
Okay, we just came out of a retreat. All the MDAs under the new ministry, I think in Lagos about 3 weeks back, where we had to refocus and recalibrate to determine the way forward for 2024 vis-a-vis the vision of the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. That ministry is the 7th biggest in the world right now, and we're sure worldwide, by the estimates, they should be able to, that's to harness and explore and exploit the contents of the oceans, rivers and lakes. Should be thinking about 3 trillion by 2025. Nigeria must have a part of it. The blue economy is not entirely new. It's just that it has not been coordinated. Like in the Navy, talk about maritime domain awareness. Talking about the same, but not how to explore and exploit, but what is there, and it should be protected to prevent poachers and illegal miners to come there, because they have the technology to do that. So that's what the Navy does to prevent people from prevent infractions out there. But now this ministry is looking at the potentials, how to make more money, generate revenue. So every MDA is already taxed for that. We are the capacity building arm of the marine and blue economy and ministry. We would focus and redirect our efforts. We are going to recalibrate, introduce new courses. We already have them, and we have already set a timeline. Some of them will become operational the first quarter, some second quarter, some third quarter, and the last one maybe fourth quarter of 2024. We are going to ensure that we are going to, like we're already oversubscribed. So we're thinking of running 2 streams. International students are now beginning to come. International lecturers are beginning to apply for jobs here. So it shows that we have the potential to grow people. Like just today now, over 300 have been graduated. They are now the workforce. They will join the workforce in the marine and blue economy. There's so much space. Talking about the space, like our School of Maritime Transport, we're going to introduce tourism. It wasn't part of it before. We're going to introduce all aspects of business management that will propel the blue economy. Already for the School of Nautical Science and the School of Engineering, they're already providing the young engineers that will pilot the ships. So we are this year alone we've trained about 24,000 seafarers, and now 300 plus have joined them. So we are doing our best so that we don't depend on people from allied countries coming to do our jobs here. So when the cabotage regime is fully implemented, we'll take our percentage that is due to us and keep our people busy.
Okay, these cadets, I'm sure you're very proud today, graduating about 157 cadets today.
About 300.
Okay, so how do you feel today graduating these people, and what do you want to do, or what's your view concerning traineeships?
Traineeships. It's a beautiful thing. I enjoyed that when I was in the Navy. It's a good thing, but the problem is the funding. The funds allocated to the academy is just enough for what we're doing right now. But when you introduce a ship, diesel, just this 33,000 liters, that truck, it's about 30 million now. What we used to buy for 7-8 million 2 years back. Now, to sail a training ship from Calabar to Lagos, the ship is not just going to rush down to Lagos like that. They will do conduct exercises. A normal trip that should take 1 day or 2 days, the ship might take like 3 days because they're conducting exercises. That ship will take at least 15 to 20 of that 33,000 liters of truck. So multiply 15 by 30 million. Who's going to fund that? So I think the ship owners, who are also stakeholders, it's possible for them to deploy a ship for training, and the maritime training institutions will go there, and the ship will be on trade. It can sail from Lagos to Portsmouth. From there, it can cross the Mediterranean, come back to Ethiopia, South Africa, then back through Angola, Nigeria. That will take about 1 year. They get paid for that. We'll pay them, and the maintenance is their business. We'll just pay them to carry our cadets.
Okay, but are you
and
thinking
train
about
them.
working with other, maybe let me streamline it to other West African countries to collaborate with them, or collaborate?
They will leave everything for Nigeria at the end of the day. There was something that was tried. South Africa, Nigeria, can't remember the other 2 countries ready now. The project didn't take off. South Africa had the ship because South Africa alone could not run that ship. It's quite expensive. A ship is not a car. It's too expensive to run a ship. So there must be that will for them to. But if it's West Africa, they will leave it for Nigeria.
But critically, how do you then intend? Because it's looking as if it's really something that is impossible. Looking at
No, it's not
budget.
impossible.
Okay.
Our duty is pre-sea training, and it ends there. Once, like today, the training for these guys is over. Next is that NIMASA may pick them for this NSB program and help them out. Or they might be lucky on their own to get employed on a ship, whatever, but our own duty ends at these gates. But we can suggest ideas. So the ship is not impossible, but if they give us a ship, they should ready to fund the ship also. Pay the staff of the ship, the crew, you pay them, you maintain the ship. At least you keep about 15% the cost of that ship as maintenance. Where's that money going to come from? The academy can't afford that. We don't even have enough money to do what we want to do. Then you now add that ship on it. I like the ship business, but we can't afford it.
Okay, as we wrap up this conversation, what more should we expect from you or the institution in the new year, 2020?
We'll just consolidate on what we've done so far, because whatever a maritime training institution has to do, we've done already. We've achieved. We are almost at 100% right now. All we need to do is consolidate and look out for new innovations that we might be interested in. Like, for example, the entrepreneurship and skill development aspect is not really our baby, but because the blue economy has come there, we want to start training middle-level manpower on some skills like repairing of boats, repairing of diesel engines, petrol engines, which is not the job of a proper engineer. A proper engineer will do bigger things, but the people that will work as apprentices under him, these are the people we are looking at. At least it will help take most of young ones from the streets, give them some empowerment that would make them employable. So we're looking at that. We have established the directorate already. We're already equipping it. It will take off fully next year. That will be the 4th school.
I must thank you most kindly for your time, and I must congratulate you for what you're doing here. I want to lend my voice to others who have also said, this is one Nigeria that we are proud of. We are really proud of you. It's been Commodore Duja Emmanuel Effedua retired. He is the Rector, Maritime Academy of Nigeria. Thank you most kindly.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Coming on the show.
Thank you, ma'am.
And that's a wrap on this week's episode. I hope you'll be able to learn a lot about the Maritime Academy of Nigeria. Join us every week on Maritime Radar as we explore how Africa can unlock the latent potential of its maritime industry and its connected sectors. You can also explore the latest in global and local maritime news and industry insights right here. I'm Nneoma Obi-Asualo. Many thanks for your time and see you again next week.